KSAT 12. The Nightbeat starts right now.
After 7 years, an illegal dump in Comal County finally getting cleaned up. How this battle between the former owner and local leaders came to an end.
Siblings left without a dad due to gun violence. They share his story tonight and why they're desperate to find the shooter. And parents say their son was bullied and beaten at school, why they feel the district has yet to provide their son justice.
And, you know, we've been patient for a long time. We just need to be patient a little bit longer.
An illegal dump along Highway 281 in Comal County has been the source of major frustration for residents and local politicians for 7 years as they all watched it grow out of control into a mountain of a mess.
The eyesore has been the subject of several defender stories here at KSAT, and the state tried to force the dump operator and the landowner to clean it up, but with little success. Now
a new landowner has taken over and he's finally making some progress. It's tonight's Defenders Investigation follow-up.
There's a lot happening on this neglected and abused piece of land in Spring Branch.
See, the pile you see is segregated. That's a segregated pile. Looks like trash, but it's not.
Local resident and businessman Kevin Ellis is the man responsible for all that activity.
Right here is where, see those bales that are on that truck?
Yeah.
The bales were stacked 30 foot high here and all the way in. So we've made impact back here already that nobody can see.
He recently bought the property and is using his experience clearing sites to remove the massive mess.
We're here to clean up the eyesore that we have to drive by every day. My family goes to the river and the lake here like everybody else. And we're nestled in between some of the most beautiful country in Texas, in my opinion. Yeah. And for this to be here is just an eyesore, so we're going to work on it until we're done.
High above the 3.6-acre plot, it's easy to see what Ellis has accomplished in the short time since he bought the troubled property. This is what it looked like in 2018 when we first started investigating the man who made the mess.
Can I talk to you?
Without a camera.
At the time, William Bill Easley was running an illegal recycling company on the land that he was leasing. Within 4 months of starting We Recycle Texas in 2014, state regulators were after him for numerous violations. His permit to operate was suspended, but Easley continued to take in tons of materials that quickly piled up. By 2016, investigators from the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality were visiting the site. In 2018, the Texas Attorney General sued Easley and landowner Ed Reifenberry.
It's been a nightmare. And he was doing decent, and then he just stopped recycling stuff and just kept taking stuff in.
A judge granted the state a permanent injunction and ordered Easley to begin cleaning up the property. When he failed to comply, Easley was arrested for contempt of court, twice in 2019. Reifenberry attempted to take over the cleanup, but quickly found himself in way over his head. He eventually agreed to sell the land to Ellis, who has more than 25 years' experience in demolition and commercial site clearing.
This is probably one of the worst ones, not the biggest ones we've done, but one of the worst ones, one of the most just absolutely ignored environmentally properties that we've ever done.
Ellis agreed to buy the land and take on the responsibility to properly clean it up as ordered by the state.
They told me what they expected and what they wouldn't put up with, and they understood after a few conversations that I knew what I was doing, and they let me go to work.
So far, Ellis estimates he's removed more than 150 tons of material, focusing first on the stuff that can actually be recycled, items someone paid Easley to take that Ellis is now paying to have removed.
I mean, there's piles of things that just scream he was being an unprofessional recycler. I mean, there's probably 50,000 remote controls over there that I've got to deal with. You know, all of that stuff comes out of my pocket, the transportation. Right. So that, you know, that load alone just to get the guy up there and back is going to be right at $1,000.
Kevin's done a great job. He's done everything that he said he was going to do.
Spring Branch Mayor James Mayer pleased to see the land finally getting the attention it deserves. But what about the man that made the mess? Should he be let off the hook?
Well, he's bailed him out to an extent. But to my mind, there's still a criminal offense that was committed that I believe he should be pursued for. He deserves to participate financially. I mean, he created the mess. He should help remediate it.
Ultimately, it's up to the state to decide what penalty Easley could face. But for now,
it puts a smile on my face when I drive by and see the progress and see, you know, the truckloads of stuff coming out of here.
So just how long will it take to finally clear the land and turn it into something positive.
Tim, we want it done by tomorrow. It's costing us a bunch of money, so we're trying to be smart along the way. I would assume that in the 4 to 6 month range, you'll see a significant difference out here. We're going to do something productive with the property, and if we in turn decide to sell it, then we're going to make sure that whoever buys it, contract-wise, is bound to something productive for the community.
Nice to finally see some progress out there. Once Ellis finishes cleaning all that debris, he'll have to test the soil to see if he needs to remove any of it due to possible contamination. But so far, he says he's only come across a few containers of oil and some older TV sets that could have leaked hazardous chemicals into the ground. So we'll have to wait and see what the state decides as he continues with that cleanup.
Good follow-up story. Meanwhile, a chase in Castle Hills leaves one officer injured and a suspect in custody. This happened around 6:30 this evening. Castle Hills police say they were trying to take the suspect in for a warrant for human trafficking of a child. During that chase, police say the suspect rammed into a police vehicle and at some point tried to run off. While running after the man, one of the officers hurt his ankle and he was treated at the scene. The chase ended at an apartment complex off Jackson Keller, and that's where the suspect was arrested for that human trafficking charge, plus evading arrest. A Northside murder mystery still remains unsolved tonight. It was nearly a week ago that San Antonio police got calls for a shooting and a crash at the same time that resulted in the death of a man identified as Francisco Mendoza. His family tells the night team's Daphne Gray they're desperate for answers.
A memorial now sits at the corner of West Hermine Boulevard and Near Street in honor of 51-year-old Francisco Mendoza, a hardworking electrician who would work 7 days a week to provide for his family.
Sometimes because I would tell him, don't go, stay with me. My dad wasn't even supposed to be working that day.
Around 7 a.m. on Columbus Day, San Antonio police say Mendoza was on his way to work when he crashed his truck in this yard. A crash caused after being shot in his side. He was rushed to the hospital where he later died.
It's unfair. I really have no words. I didn't even get to say bye to my dad. I saw him the night before. We were eating snacks together.
Because the person responsible is still at large, Mendoza's children asked not to be identified. However, they couldn't help but think about how great of a father he was to them.
And even though he did not have a father in his life, he still went out of his way to show a completely different side. Very sarcastic, like one of the ways he got my mom because he would always tell jokes. It was very funny.
As they search for answers for their father's murder mystery, they pray his killer turns themselves in.
Even if they get caught, like we're not gonna have him back. But we could stop those people. We could stop those people from doing it to another family.
Now, San Antonio police are checking surveillance footage to see if they can have any leads in the investigation. But in the meantime, the family is asking anyone with any information that can help their case to call the SAPD's homicide unit. That number is 210-207-7635. Daphne Gray, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Daphne. Taking a look at other stories we've been following today, San Antonio police are looking for a suspect who allegedly shot and killed a man after the two got into an argument over on the east side. That shooting happened just before 3 a.m. on Tilley Drive near Rigsby Avenue and South W.W. White Road. A call coming in from a man who claims he was driving two men when they got into a fight and pulled out guns, then shooting each other. When police arrived on scene, a man was found with a gunshot wound on the ground. EMS later pronounced him dead at the scene. The Bexar County Medical Examiner's Office has not yet identified him.
Meanwhile, the Bexar County Medical Examiner's Office is still working to identify a driver who was killed in a fiery crash overnight on the south side. The crash happened just before midnight near Southeast Loop 410. Police say the driver was in a Ford Fusion when an 18-wheeler began to merge into that lane. The Ford hit the back of the trailer, the impact causing both vehicles to catch fire. The Ford driver was trapped inside the vehicle as it became fully engulfed and died at the scene.
Continuing our coverage now of that ambush-style shooting in Houston that left one deputy constable dead and two others wounded. Today, the body of Deputy Kareem Atkins was taken to the funeral home in a procession. They were moving his body from the Harris County Medical Examiner's Office. The three deputies were all working security at a bar. Officials say two then responded to a report of a robbery. It was then the suspect started firing at them in an apparent ambush. That gunman still hasn't been caught.
Happening this week, San Antonio water system will resume water shutoffs. It's scheduled to begin Tuesday, October 19th. A moratorium has been in place since the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic. The shutoffs will affect customers who have bills that are past due. But there is some good news. Most customers with high balances have been automatically enrolled in a 4-year payment plan. For more details on the plan or to sign up, head to KSAT.com.
All right, as advertised, we had some excellent weather this weekend. I really hope you were able to spend some time outdoors because it was cooler, it was a lot less humid. We also had a great amount of sunshine. Things are very comfortable out there tonight. Temperatures for most of us are in the 60s, starting to fall into the upper 50s, and we've probably got another 10 plus degrees to cool down before we get to our morning lows tomorrow. So calm winds currently, reading mostly cloudy, but like you noticed today and yesterday, we've just got a lot of those high clouds streaming in overhead, and that's what we've got in place tonight, and we'll see more of those tomorrow. So your Monday is looking great. Another very pleasant day. Afternoon temperatures a few degrees warmer than they were today, mid to upper 70s, and another full day with low humidity, but you know the humidity will be back eventually. I'll tell you when that will be and when we could see our next low chance of rain coming up in just a bit.
A dangerous situation in Haiti. Several missionaries, including children, have been kidnapped, what investigators know so far. And Ahmaud Arbery was seen on camera shot and killed while out jogging. The challenge is now facing the jury selection as this murder case gets closer to trial.
And the pictures speak for themselves. That's what one Comal ISD student's parents are saying after they say their son was beaten up at school. Why they say what the school did after finding out was not enough. That's when we return.
Well, I think
Sorry, change of plan.
I know. You know what? I feel like I'm new at this again, so give me a break.
Well, we had a story. We're going to get to that in just a little bit. But first, we're going to talk about the weather. It has been absolutely perfect fall weather for all kinds of fall activities this weekend.
Yeah, I woke up and actually had a sweatshirt on, so that was new.
Right? Nice change of pace. Just absolutely beautiful. Just scrolling social media this weekend. I know folks were getting out and enjoying it, and we do love to see it. Another really nice day on tap tomorrow before some subtle changes return. Let's check out this morning's low temperatures for many spots, including the airport here in San Antonio. This was the coolest morning since April of this year, late April of this year. Morning low of 48 in San Antonio, 50 in Pleasanton, and low 40s up in the hill country. So the big question, of course, when we have weather this nice is, okay, when is it not going to be this nice? We've got really a quiet stretch of weather ahead this week, but we will start to warm up a bit more and we'll bring the humidity back by the middle of the week. So tomorrow morning, it's still going to be a little on the chilly side as you step out. Upper 40s, low 50s, a few degrees warmer than today, but still I think light jacket weather. You won't need the light jacket by the afternoon, but mornings near 50 tomorrow. As we get into Tuesday, the middle of the week, our morning lows will start to climb. It won't be terribly uncomfortable, but with some higher humidity in place, it won't be quite as chilly in the mornings later on this week. Currently, we're in the 50s across parts of the hill country, still low 70s out in Valverde County, 62 in Pleasanton, and 65 in Cotulla. Our dew points are as high as the low 50s. That's still feeling very pleasant. As low as the 30s. That's feeling nice and dry, and those numbers will stay on the lower side for one more day tomorrow. Winds are calm for several sites from Fredericksburg down to Pleasanton. Otherwise, they're easterly at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. I mentioned those high thin clouds that have been with us for the past couple of days. We had a weak little disturbance pass by. Without much moisture in the atmosphere, all it really brought us was a few more of those high clouds today, and it's moving off to the east. So we do have some high clouds out there tonight. Otherwise, skies are clear and really quiet weather all across Texas. Behind the cold front that came through Friday, surface high pressure has been with us this weekend. That's kept things very, very pleasant, not only here, but also all across the Lone Star State. This area of surface high pressure will be on the move over the next couple of days, and this starts to usher in some higher humidity. So tomorrow it will really start to move east. It will plant itself over the deep south, and then our wind direction starts to change during the day on Monday. By Tuesday, we will have a steady south-southeasterly wind right off the Gulf of Mexico, and that's what brings the humidity back in from the Gulf. And you'll start to notice it by Tuesday. I think it will be a bit more noticeable by the middle of the week. So here's how our dew point numbers climb over the next few days. Tomorrow, they'll still be on the lower side in pleasant territory, but by Tuesday and then especially Wednesday, they're starting to climb into the mid to upper 60s, and that's when it will start to feel a bit more muggy. So we've got more and more really nice day tomorrow, and then that humidity will start to sneak back in Tuesday into Wednesday. So with drier air in place tomorrow morning, our low temperatures for a lot of us, upper 40s, low 50s, some upper 50s, well south of Highway 90, mostly clear skies and light winds out of the east at about 5 miles per hour. By late tomorrow afternoon, wind direction starts to become more southeasterly, winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Mostly clear skies again and high temperatures, more spots in the low 80s tomorrow, but overall very comfortable. As far as our next chance of rain, I don't have a good chance of rain in the next really 7 to 10 days, but some isolated showers will start to work back in by Thursday, and we'll hang on to that low rain chance through next weekend. Guys.
Looks great. Thank you, Katie. Did you know the largest population of Gold Star families in the U.S. lives between Austin and San Antonio? That statistic has prompted the creation of a Gold Star monument right here in Military City, USA. Take a look. Today, a groundbreaking ceremony happened at Veterans Memorial Plaza. The event welcomed Gold Star families from San Antonio. The last surviving Medal of Honor recipient of World War II, Herschel Williams, was also there. Those in attendance say they're thankful the city of San Antonio has allowed this.
And it means so much to me that the city of San Antonio and all the people that were here at this groundbreaking today were so dedicated in making sure that the Gold Star families will never be forgotten.
Last November, the city of San Antonio approved the design and location of the monument. That monument is an $80,000 project. We'll have more news right after this. All right, the Dallas Cowboys tried to give it away, but pulled out a victory in overtime against the Patriots in New England. With more on that and what's on Instant Replay tonight, let's check in with Greg Simmons.
I'm sure I was like a lot of fans at home just doing, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? And the Houston Texans get embarrassed again, this time by the Colts, coming up tonight on a brand new edition of Instant Replay.
Throws it down the field, it's caught at the 10, and this game is over!
What a game and what a win on the road for the Dallas Cowboys, but not before they tried to give it away. Questionable fourth down calls. Connor Williams, 3 major penalties. Trayvon Diggs burned for the go-ahead touchdown after his 7th interception and a second return for a touchdown. But Dak Prescott wills the Cowboys to win in overtime with the help of CeeDee Lamb. All the highs will take you inside the Cowboys' winning locker room. Group hug.
And a long season is going to continue for David Culley and Houston. Just crazy to think how far that this franchise has fallen.
The Houston Texans fall to 1-5 on the season after losing their 5th straight game to the Colts in Indianapolis for the 2nd time in the last 3 weeks. The Texans have been kept out of the end zone, giving up the ball 3 times today with 2 interceptions and a fumble did not help.
4-man pressure, lets it fly, heaves it, and it's caught for touchdown! East Central with 2 seconds left.
I still can't believe it. And not only does East Central score their first win over the Jets Rockets in over 4 decades, the Southwest Legacy Titans win the 4th annual Fire and Armor Bowl against the Southwest Dragons. Those 2 big games are very much a part of our best of big game coverage tonight to go along with 12 Stop 12 and a sub 5A 12 Stop 12 as well tonight. All that plus, the UTSA Roadrunners cannot be stopped after winning their 7th straight game and are now ranked nationally for the first time in school history. And what was the biggest obstacle for the Cowboys to overcome in their 35-29 overtime victory against New England? Tonight you decide. And breaking news at Judson High School regarding their head football coach. Instant Replay is live, and it's after the night beat. We're going to try and squeeze that all in 30 minutes.
You will do it. You
we'll
always
try.
do. Thank you, Greg. We'll see you in just a little bit. Coming up next on the Night Beat, NASA is on to its next mission, and her name is Lucy. What we will find out on this journey to Jupiter.
And first it was the mask, now vaccines are the latest thing people are fighting over, how vaccine mandates are causing issues for some cities.
Plus, justice for Ahmaud Arbery could be coming soon as a jury selection is happening tomorrow. What his mother hopes for this pending trial when the Night Beat continues.
Jury selection set to begin tomorrow in the trial of the 3 men accused in the murder of Ahmaud Arbery, who was killed while jogging in a Georgia neighborhood.
Yeah, his death sparked protests across the country. ABC's Mona Kosar Abdi reports tonight from New York.
It's set to be one of the biggest trials in Georgia's history. 3 men accused in the murder of 25-year-old Ahmaud Arbery. Last year, his death sparked national outrage, and over the weekend in coastal Georgia,
all the way up to the United States.
That spark reignited, with people spilling into the streets, demanding justice ahead of jury selection on Monday.
We all don't have to look alike. We don't all have to believe in the same beliefs, but we are so much greater together.
The defendants are white, the victim black.
It's hard to believe that it had nothing to do with race. The Black and brown community are wondering, are we in a system that will be just for all people?
Jury duty notices hitting the mailboxes of 1,000 people, roughly 1 out of every 85 residents in the county.
It's going to be difficult to find a group of people who say that they haven't developed an opinion about the case.
Our Deborah Roberts got a chance to sit down with Arbery's mother.
Just to think about what I have to go through in the midst of the trial, it's really scary. Some days I have my doubts on getting justice for Ahmaud, you know.
Getting justice, part of a national outcry after this cell phone video emerged. It was taken by neighbor William Roddy Bryant, who joined Gregory and Travis McMichael as prosecutors say they chased after the jogger.
We believe that Roddy was nothing more than a witness to the shooting.
McMichael's attorney claimed the father and son suspected Arbery was a burglar and were trying to make a citizen's arrest. The encounter turned deadly, ending with Travis allegedly shooting and killing Arbery with a shotgun as Bryant filmed. For more than 2 months, there was no arrest until this video was leaked.
The McMichaels and Bryant are facing 9 counts each, including felony murder, malice murder, and aggravated assault. They have all pled not guilty to those charges. And in a statement to ABC News, the McMichaels attorney said in part that they are hopeful they can get a fair jury for this case. Elwin Lopez, ABC News, Atlanta.
A notorious Haitian gang known for brazen kidnappings and killings is accused of abducting 17 missionaries from a U.S.-based organization. 5 children were believed to be among those kidnapped, including a 2-year-old. Ohio-based Christian Aid Ministries was on a trip to visit an orphanage in Haiti. According to a voice message from the organization, the mission's field director is working with the U.S. Embassy. The State Department is issuing a statement saying, quote, the welfare and safety of U.S. citizens abroad is one of the highest priorities of the Department of State, end quote. Haiti has faced several difficult challenges this year, including the assassination of their president in July and a 7.2 magnitude earthquake that this past August that killed more than 2,000 people there.
A big split. There are still approximately 66 million Americans who have not been vaccinated. And then the millions of Americans who already are vaccinated are looking forward to booster shots. Millions of Americans who got the single-dose Johnson & Johnson vaccine could soon be getting a second shot. The J&J booster can be given as early as 2 months after the first shot and is recommended for anyone over 18. That's a key difference from Moderna and Pfizer boosters, which have only been cleared so far for Americans over 65 or in high-risk groups. So for children ages 5 to 11, the FDA is on track to approve the Pfizer vaccine in early November.
If you're vaccinated and your family members are vaccinated, you can enjoy Halloween, trick-or-treating, and certainly Thanksgiving with your family and Christmas with your families.
Meanwhile, vaccine mandates continue to cause controversy. The Seattle Police Department, already understaffed, could lose more officers once a vaccine requirement goes into effect tomorrow. Chicago police officers at odds with the city over its mandate. The police union says approximately 50% of officers have not received a shot. The city says it's prepared to bring in state troopers if necessary.
A new episode of KSAT Explains will be out this Tuesday, and this week the team is spotlighting some of the groundbreaking work that local scientists do at the Texas Biomedical Institute. Here's Myra Arthur with a preview.
As someone who's been in the business for
a long time. This is just unbelievable. It's, I say science is the hero here.
In March of 2020, the World Health Organization declared COVID-19 a pandemic. And in the 19 months since, the world has changed.
Social distancing, shutdowns.
Bars and other non-essential businesses in San Antonio will have to shut down.
This video shows thousands of families in their cars lining up to receive food.
But through it all, science has provided hope.
From a research perspective, all targeting and all focus went to COVID research, and rightfully so.
In the form of treatments and eventually vaccines.
It was incredibly fast, which was necessary, given the challenges that we had. And not normal.
And some of that groundbreaking research done right here in San Antonio.
We helped in testing of vaccines that have been given to 1 billion people worldwide in monkeys last year, and we helped in testing of therapeutics that doctors are now giving to people.
I'm proud as a San Antonian that we have Texas Biomed here that does such groundbreaking research that's impacting lives all over the world.
In this episode of KSAT Explains, we're introducing you to some of the San Antonio scientists behind crucial COVID research that's been done since the beginning of the pandemic. They're walking us through how COVID affected their work, the incredible scientific breakthroughs we've witnessed, and how those breakthroughs could help us battle future viruses and diseases.
Well, you may need to rethink that Squid Game costume for Halloween. Stores are reporting backlogs as they try to meet demand for the holiday. This is just the latest problem from breaks in the supply chain. Americans are expected to spend a record $10 billion on Halloween, more than $3 billion of that on costumes alone. If you want to get into the spirit and can't find a costume you're looking for, can't find one in the right size, one expert says go back to basics and make the costume yourself. I don't know if I'm crafty
I saw some homemade squid thing, whatever that, what is this show?
Squid Game, I haven't seen it either.
I'm assuming that's what they were at Six Flags the other night when I was there, so.
It's a popular one.
Yeah.
I can see Katie making her own costume.
Yeah, maybe.
It sounds like it's...
Maybe. Don't know. I can try to scrounge some stuff up. I've got from Rooftop Weather and everything. I've got a lot of stuff actually in my closet, so we can probably put something together. Can you just be calamari? Does that count as the Squid Game thing?
Yes.
That's
I don't know what it's about. I think you can do whatever you want in my book.
Every time someone says Squid Games, I think calamari. But calamari's, is that a squid?
I'm going to have to watch this so I know what's going on.
I don't know. It is very comfortable outside. Tonight, 61 at the airport. We're starting to fall into the low 50s in parts of the hill country. Here in San Antonio, we'll start off right around 50 tomorrow morning, even cooler than that in parts of the hill country, and then really just another pleasant day with low humidity. Tomorrow, we'll take another look at your full forecast for the week ahead, and we will not talk about squid anymore coming up in just a bit. Tim.
A little upset with us. Michael Myers slays James Bond and the rest of the competition as the latest Halloween movie slashed its way to the top. How the bodies, the movies stacked up at the box office this weekend.
Very nice. And next, Lucy is on her way to Jupiter. Who's Lucy? Find out after the break and see how she'll help NASA better understand our solar system.
Welcome back. We want to let you know we're having some technical difficulties with that story about Comal ISD student who was bullied and beat up. We are planning to run that story for you again tomorrow because we're just not able to get it together tonight. Meanwhile, NASA has launched its Lucy spacecraft towards Jupiter's orbit.
Now, researchers hope it will teach them more about the history of the solar system.
The Night Team's Japhanie Gray breaks down the inspiration behind Lucy and how she works.
3, 2, 1, liftoff. Atlas V takes flight.
Lucy is finally in the sky. The NASA spacecraft is on a 12-year mission covering 6.4 billion kilometers to fly past 8 ancient asteroids. Lucy is the first mission to investigate the Trojan asteroid swarms, which are asteroid clusters along Jupiter's orbital path. Armed with cameras, a thermometer, and an infrared imaging spectrometer, Lucy will collect the first high-resolution images of these asteroids. The spacecraft gets her name from the Lucy fossil, an ancient human ancestor whose remains transformed the study of hominid evolution. NASA hopes its Lucy transforms the understanding of the evolution of the solar system. Both the fossil and the spacecraft's name are nods to the Beatles hit Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds.
Lucy is going back in the sky with diamonds. Johnny will love that.
Anyway, if you meet anyone up there, Lucy, give them peace and love from me.
And Lucy does indeed carry a diamond as a part of a beam splitter assembly. About 3.5 years from now, after making a few flybys on Earth for a gravity slingshot boost, Lucy is expected to reach her first objective, an asteroid named Donald Johanson in the asteroid belt between Earth and Jupiter. She will then travel to the Trojan asteroids, all named after the heroes of Homer's Iliad.
The power of what Lucy is able to do by having so many targets, we can construct all these comparisons between all the different varieties and the diversity that we see in the Trojans.
The spacecraft, a little more than 14 meters from tip to tip, is powered by 2 giant solar arrays that will expand outward like Chinese folding fans. They will carry Lucy farther away from the sun than any other solar-powered spacecraft. Daphne Gray, KSAT 12 News.
Unbelievable technology. Well, while Lucy will never return to Earth, she won't be the last to visit asteroids. NASA plans to send more, and China and Russia are also teaming up for an asteroid mission in 2024, and the UAE is doing the same in 2028. We'll be right back.
It comes as no surprise that a lot of people shop at dollar stores. They have low prices on gift cards, party supplies, housewares, and even food. But are those low prices really a good deal? 12 on your side's Marilyn Moritz with some dollar store do's and don'ts.
Dollar stores. It seems like they're on every corner.
Believe it or not, dollar stores outnumber McDonald's and Starbucks combined, and more are coming. In fact, 4 of 10 store openings this year are expected to be dollar stores.
Credit their popularity. 88% of us shop at dollar stores at least sometimes, according to a Consumer Reports survey. Why? They're inexpensive and convenient. But are they really money savers? Consumer Reports did a lot of shopping and found the answer is yes. But there's a caveat.
In our investigation, dollar stores, when compared to nearby grocery stores, were indeed cheapest for the entire purchase for each of our shoppers. And you might save more money at a dollar store, but the selection for each item could be pretty limited.
So it pays to be flexible and know what to buy and what to skip.
Not many dollar stores carry fresh fruits or vegetables, but they often stock frozen versions of each, which can be just as nutritious.
In the meds aisle, he says skip the name brands like Advil and Tylenol and go for the generics. And always check the expiration date no matter where you shop. CR found you may be able to get many dollar store products cheaper in bulk at big box stores. But in a pinch, or you just need a little, CR found dollar store offerings usually are a good bet. Supply chain issues affecting all kinds of things are impacting dollar stores too. So don't be surprised if certain things just aren't on the shelves. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
So I haven't been around. How are your Halloween decorations doing?
You know, they're good. They got a little wet and windblown.
Yeah,
this
that's what
week,
I was
but,
wondering.
They're doing all right.
Yeah. 'Tis the time of year where we start to bring out the inflatable lawn decoration forecast, and we definitely did need that Friday into Saturday. But thankfully, those winds really settled down by Saturday afternoon, and we've gotten to enjoy a beautiful weekend. Here's today's time lapse. This shows beautifully the high, thin cirrus clouds that were around yesterday and also for a good portion of the day today. We started off at 48 this morning, the coolest we've been since April of this year, up to 73 this afternoon. That is nearly 10 degrees below average for this time of year, so just very, very pleasant out there. So today's sunset was at 7:01, and over the next 2.5 weeks or so, we're going to peel back a few minutes each day, and our sunset time will be late in the 6 o'clock hour. But exactly 3 weeks from today, we fall back. Daylight saving time ends 3 weeks from today. So today our sunset was at 7:01. 3 weeks from today, our sunset will be at 5:43. I know a lot of people don't like it when it gets darker sooner. I can't do anything about it, so don't get mad at me. But I'm just informing you. But this is the good one where we get the extra hour of sleep. So that's always a positive. There's always a bright side. Currently, our high temperature today, 73. And again, that's well below average for this time of year. Wonderful, wonderful. The high was 79 in Carrizo Springs and 72 in Rock Springs. Elsewhere across the country, also very pleasant. We had some mid to upper 70s all the way up through the plains near the Great Lakes. High temperatures in the 60s there, high of 61 in New York. Miami, it was pretty toasty down in South Florida today. They did make it up to 91 and also near 90 in Phoenix this afternoon. So here's what we've got going on with our overall weather pattern. And for us here in Texas, things are going to stay pretty quiet this week. We're going to have a few little disturbances try to skirt on through toward the end of the week that will bring in a low end chance of rain, but we don't have another big cold front coming through this week. There will be an upper level low that will be sliding across the country through the middle of the week, but notice through Wednesday, it's pretty far removed off to the north. So that's going to try to send a front into Texas, but it's going to be just a bit too far north to really have any impact on our weather. But again, a few very little subtle rain making disturbances late this week into the start of next weekend will reintroduce some low end chances of rain beginning Thursday, and that will continue into next weekend. So not as fall-like next weekend, but we will bring back a chance of rain, and it doesn't look like it's going to be too hot. So that's some good news. Currently, our temperatures are in the 60s and 50s, 59 in Rock Springs, 58 in Beeville, still sitting at 70 though in Del Rio, but the air is nice and dry. These dew point numbers will be staying low tomorrow, but like we've been talking about for the past few days, they will start to climb gradually Tuesday, and I think you'll notice the humidity a bit more as we get toward the middle of the week. So really soak it in tomorrow with dry air in place all day on Monday. It is going to be another great day. We'll start off pretty chilly in the morning. Our morning temperatures here in San Antonio will be near 50, likely in the 40s up across parts of the hill country. And then tomorrow afternoon, a high around 77. Some more of those high thin clouds, increasing humidity by Tuesday. And again, you'll notice it by the middle of the week. And then we introduce some chances of showers, low chances of showers by Thursday, guys.
Good. My skeletons will stay mostly dry.
Yes.
They're out of the closet for just a little bit.
I'm so impressed by his decorations. It makes my house look pathetic.
I might have to post them. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, you will.
We'll be back.
God will not punish those who tell the truth.
The Last Duel had a rough first weekend. The historical epic starring Matt Damon, Jodie Comer, and Adam Driver debuted in 5th place with just $4.8 million. The Addams Family 2 made $7.2 million to finish 4th in its 3rd weekend out. Venom, Let There Be Carnage gobbled up $16.5 million for 3rd place and a domestic total of $168 million.
So you're not dead. Hello, Q, I've missed you.
No Time to Die didn't have much time on top. The Bond flick fell to 2nd in its sophomore weekend, earning $24.3 million for a 10-day domestic total of just under $100 million.
Tommy?
A killer debut for Halloween Kills. The latest horror flick in the long-running franchise opened with $50.4 million in ticket sales, even as it also debuted on a streaming service. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
That one, a lot of gore, very little scare.
I don't even watch the trailers. I literally just covered my eyes.
Yeah, it could have been better.
Let's move on.
The UTSA Roadrunners cannot be stopped. They have now won 7 straight games to start the season and are ranked nationally for the first time in school history.
Very exciting. And the Fighting Texas Aggies capitalized on the momentum behind their huge upset over Alabama by beating Missouri on the road this past weekend. With more on what's an instant replay, let's head over to Greg Simmons.
Yeah, and this is kind of a weird turning point now for the Texas Longhorns because they have a bye week now, and the Longhorn fans are a little worried, like Courtney, worried that they're going to get worse before it gets better for the Burnt Orange. Coming up tonight on a brand new edition of Instant Replay. Triangle of toughness. The UTSA Roadrunners keep making school history. They've improved on their best start ever by winning their 7th game in a row and for the very first time are ranked nationally. Where do they fall in the latest college football polls? Our Larry Ramirez will tell you.
Calzada against his body. To the end zone, too easy. Anaya Smith.
And the Fighting Texas Aggies tamed the Tigers of Missouri with a big win on the road after their upset of previously #1 ranked and undefeated Alabama. But the Texas Longhorn fans are worried after the Burnt Orange allowed the Cowboys' 4-quarter comeback in Austin against Oklahoma State because UT has to face Baylor on the road following a bye week. The sports guys are back this Sunday with their opinions. All that plus the Spurs get ready to tip off their 2021-2022 regular season. We'll get you ready for opening night on Wednesday. Instant Replay is live, and it is next. It's already here.
Basketball season already?
Yes.
How?
That was quick.
Yeah, the calendar keeps on turning. Thanks, Greg. We'll be right back.